I wanted the CAO to have complete information so that you could be fully informed on all the ramifications of this bill. The cost implications, the fiscal implications, the privacy issues, all those things, so that you could have it all at once. Now, if we as a body today decide that we don't need that information, and if you want to go for it, then go for it, I'm ready to do that too. I think it's really a stupid decision to make, but if you choose to go ahead and make it, because 4 people are out today, and you may think you have enough votes to, 5 people are out today. You may feel that you have enough votes to get through this, then, it's on you. I mean, you already know where I am, and you know what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to put it on the record. You don't really want the information on the financial implications of this so that you can make a more well-informed decision, then that certainly is your decision to do that. I think it makes us look rather ignorant as a body, but, again, your decision. I know how I'm voting.
We've been in situations where we're waiting for cost analysis, and quite frankly, I believe we make a lot of decisions for very little cost analysis. But I think we have some information. I believe we have sufficient information today to move forward and discuss this.
Listen to Mr. Weezer, and you're right. From time to time, we act when we don't have all of the data. But it makes sense to me that we begin to change that practice, and that when we make or cast a vote as a matter of how this body should operate, that we should wait until the individuals that work for us, CAO, CLA, provide us with all of the information. People watch what we do, and when you have all of the data, I think it eliminates questions. And this to me seems like the common sense.
So far, the last motion made by Mr. Zine would to be here to the matter today. If it didn't receive 8 votes, then the next motion is before council, and that is Ms. Perry's motion to continue the matter to June 30th. If that does not receive 7 votes, then the final motion is by Mr. Zine to continue it to July 13th or a date thereafter. If that does not pass as well, then the matter is back before council. It has been called, so the 3 motions that I identified are before council, but the question has been called.
The question has been called, so the first motion will be that of Mr. Zine's last motion.
Well, the first vote is on calling the question and ending debate, and that is a 10-vote item.
10-vote item. So, Mr. Clerk, open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
8 ayes, 2 noes.
That does not carry, so the debate goes on.
The debate goes on.
Just to simplify matters, then I would like to make a motion to clarify that I am in concurrence with Mr. Cardenas that we should continue this matter to June the 30th, and that would be the last motion in. And so therefore, Mr. Chair, if we could vote on my motion first.
All right, Mr. Clerk.
Is there a second to that motion, though?
Yes. It's a second with Mr. Parks.
Thanks.
And Mr. Cardenas. So that's the last motion in. That this matter be continued to the 30th of June 2010. If I could make a comment, Now push your button, Mr. Weezer.
Motion, the last motion that was made?
You got to push your button first.
Point of order.
Mr. Weezer.
Thank you very much. What's the motion on the table? The last motion that was made by Ms. Perry. Yes.
Motion to clarify that I am in concurrence with Mr. Cardenas to continue this matter until June the 30th, making mine the last motion and therefore the first motion to be voted on. And I'm saying that because I want to be absolutely clear about what I'm trying to do here today so that we can just basically either vote it up or vote it down on June the 30th.
But there was a motion made similar to that earlier, correct, Mr. City Attorney?
Yes, that's why I added additional language into it. And while substantively you could argue that it is similar or the same, I added some additional words into it so that it could be considered as a new motion.
Mr. City Attorney,
Mr. City Attorney is on the telephone. Mr. City Attorney, put him on hold.
He's calling Robert from Robert Rules of Order. I just want to be procedurally correct. There was a motion made to continue this to the 30th. There was a subsequent motion made to debate this today. Now there is another motion by Ms. Perry that's going to continue it to the 30th with a slight change. My question is, isn't it the same motion as the first one, so therefore it's not valid?
Who's on first?
It's up to the council chair as
I rule
as
it's the
to
last
whether,
motion
as to
is
whether
Ms. Perry.
it's a new motion or not.
So I
Mr.
rule
Zine,
Ms. Perry's the last motion.
Got you. Mr. Zine, I would suggest you make your same motion, but change it just a little bit. Yours will be the last
Hold on
one.
just a second, let's not keep making motions.
All
If
day
there's no
long.
objections,
All day long.
if there's no objections by the council, I see fit with the members that we have here today to move this to the 30th. Is there any objection to
A
the?
point of clarification,
Point of
Mr.
clarification.
President. For Mr. Carter, I will withdraw my motion with the cooperation of the city attorney that they will be happy with the 30th for the hearing here. If you're satisfied with that, I will withdraw my
To
motion.
clarify the record, in terms of our budget deficit as June 30th, the CLA and the CAO have indicated and set forth in the final FSR that at maximum, our deficit will be $444,000, not $3.3 million. It's $444,000. We reduced our $18.1 million deficit to $400,000, and therefore, we also anticipate that we perhaps will have a surplus of $200,000 because we have $600,000 of revenue coming into the city attorney's office.
Mr. Carter, I don't know if that's a subject before us right now.
Mr. Levant, thank you. I have the floor on my matter,
No,
so
you don't
I'm
have
going
the
to
floor.
withdraw my motion. I'm withdrawing my motion regarding the continuation, and I will support the continuation to the 30th, so we can vote on that. Hopefully, that'll be the last motion that we have.
Okay.
Thank you.
If without objection, members, if there's no objection, this matter is continued to the 30th of June. Mr. Parks?
I just want the public not to be misled. There was not a $300,000 deficit, it was 2.4 million. And we've told Mr. Carter and the entire city attorney's office, you cannot take a settlement or another form of money to bring into your budget and declare that as closing your budget gap. So we took 2.4 million that dealt with a specific legislative issue, and we rolled 2.4 million out of the budget in general fund. So the closing deficit for the city attorney's office, leave nothing to your imagination, is over $3 million. No matter how he says it, no matter how he brings it to you, it's $3 million. That's all I have to say
Parks,
about
thank you
that.
very much. My last act, Mr. Clerk, strike that, what Mr. Carter said from the record. Proceed.
Without objection, this item goes to June 30th. Thank you very much. Next item.